Hey, my name is Elena, I'm 26 years old, and this is the story of the night I discovered why my husband never looked happy on our wedding day. It started with a letter. A letter that was never meant for me. The paper trembled in my hands. The music from downstairs sounded distant. Like it belonged to another world. I slowly unfolded the letter. My heart was beating painfully. I was almost afraid to read it. The first sentence was already terrible. Michael. If you marry Elena, you must never tell her the truth. My stomach twisted. I kept reading. Each word felt heavier than the last. Each line destroyed something inside me. Sophie wrote about the past. About promises. About a love that never truly ended. My eyes blurred with tears. So Michael loved her. That part was clear now. But then the letter changed. The words became darker. More serious. She wrote about an accident. An accident that happened 2 years earlier. An accident involving my father. I stopped breathing for a moment. My father had been in a car accident. But he survived. The driver responsible was never found. At least, that's what we believed. That's what the police told us. My hands began shaking harder. I forced myself to keep reading. Even though I wanted to stop. Sophie wrote one sentence that froze my blood. Michael, your brother Harry was driving that night. I felt like the floor disappeared under me. Michael's younger brother. Harry. I remembered meeting him once. Quiet, nervous, avoiding eye contact. Now I understood why. The letter explained everything. Harry was drunk that night. He panicked after the crash. Michael helped him hide the truth. They paid for my father's hospital bills secretly. Through anonymous donations. I never knew where that money came from. Now I knew. Then came the final reason. The real reason for our marriage. Michael had discovered something shocking. My father recognized Harry's car. He planned to reopen the investigation. If the truth came out, Harry would go to prison. Michael's family would be destroyed. So Michael made a decision. A terrible decision. He believed that if he married me, our families would become connected. And my father might stop searching for answers. I felt cold all over. So our love was never really love. It was guilt. Tears fell onto the paper. My chest hurt so badly I could barely breathe. Everything suddenly made sense. His distance. His sadness. His empty eyes. He wasn't a cruel man. He was a desperate brother. At that moment the door opened quietly. Michael stepped into the room. His face turned pale when he saw the letter. Elena, he whispered. But the words died in his throat. He knew I understood. Neither of us spoke for a long moment. The silence felt unbearable. Like the air itself was heavy. Finally I asked one question. My voice was barely a whisper. Did you ever love me? Michael closed his eyes slowly. Pain crossed his face. Real pain. Yes, he said quietly. But not the way you deserved. That answer shattered me completely. Not a lie. Just the truth. He stepped closer slowly. Like he was afraid of me. I tried to stop the wedding, he said. But everything moved too fast. And I thought protecting Harry was my duty. My heart filled with anger. But also confusion. And something worse, pity. You lied to me, I said softly. You used me. You destroyed my life. Michael didn't defend himself. He didn't argue. He simply nodded. You're right, he said quietly. I deserve your hatred. Tears rolled down his face. For the first time since I knew him, I saw him completely broken. "I never wanted to hurt you," he said. "But I was too weak to tell the truth. And now I've ruined everything." The room felt unbearably silent. Our marriage had lasted only a few hours, but it already felt like years of pain. I looked at my wedding ring slowly. A symbol of love. Or maybe a symbol of lies. "Does my father know?" I asked. Michael shook his head. "No. He still believes the driver disappeared." Another long silence followed. Then I asked the question that changed everything. "Does Harry regret it?" Michael answered immediately. "Yes. Every single day." I closed my eyes. Anger burned inside me. But revenge suddenly felt meaningless. Nothing could erase the accident. Nothing could erase the lies. Nothing could erase this broken night. Slowly, I removed the wedding ring. The small metal circle felt heavy in my hand. Like the weight of the entire truth. I placed it gently on the table. Michael stared at it in silence. "This marriage cannot survive," I said quietly. "Not after this. But I will not destroy your brother either." Michael looked up quickly. Shock filled his eyes. "You deserve the truth," I continued. "And so does my father. But revenge will not heal anyone." Tears streamed down Michael's face again. He looked smaller somehow. Like a man who lost everything. "I'm sorry," he whispered. Over and over again. But apologies came too late. That night I walked out of the hotel alone. Still wearing my wedding dress. Still feeling like a stranger in my own life. The cold night air touched my face. And for the first time that day, I finally breathed. Sometimes love is not enough. Sometimes good people make terrible choices. And sometimes the truth arrives too late. But I learned one thing from that night. A marriage without honesty is not love. It is only silence wrapped in promises. And silence can break a heart louder than any lie.